up, YouTube? It's Nick from Rise of Sports, and I'm back with another video. Today, breaking down week one of the NFL. It is almost entirely over. We have a game tonight as I'm recording this. Y'all will see this on Wednesday. So, kind of doing a little prediction, I guess, in this video as well for the Monday night game. But I'm going to recap all of week one from Sunday's action. As you can see on your screen, I have the ESPN website pulled up with all of these all the games from this past weekend. So Broncos Seahawks tonight as I'm recording this. So I'm gonna assume that the Broncos are going to win this game with Russell Wilson. I doubt that the Seahawks have any kind of shot in this game. They're gonna have to run the ball really well to have a chance because I think the Broncos playmakers are just too good kind of for the Seahawks defense, who is not, I mean, Seahawks defense not as good as they were before. And the Broncos offense, just with Russell Wilson, adds that next step that I think they're missing. So I think the Broncos will win this. If I had to guess, I think the Broncos will cover this spread of -6.5. I think they'll beat them by more than a touchdown. So yeah. So I made a recap of the Bills-Rams game, so I'm not going to go into that really deeply, but the Bills looked amazing and the Rams did not. Obviously, they only scored 10 points the entire game, and they were all in the second quarter. It was actually tied 10-10 at halftime, and then the Bills just kind of ran away with it after that. For the games on Sunday, first one that's on the list here is Saints-Falcons. I have NFL Sunday tickets, so I was watching all of the games as much as I could, and the Saints looked very good for most of it. I mean, Michael Thomas was back. Taysom Hill was all over the place, and the Falcons hung in there. I guess you could say they scored every quarter, but you can see the Saints scored 17 points in the fourth quarter. So they, I guess, didn't look good the entire game, but they looked good in the fourth quarter at least. But from what I saw, I mean, obviously I can't watch every game, like every second of every game, but from what I saw, the Saints with Taysom Hill and Michael Thomas looked really good. Winston looked pretty good. I mean, his stats are pretty good. 23 of 34 for 269 and 2 touchdowns. Pretty good there. Jarvis Landry played really well. It looks like they're going to be good this year. I mean, the Falcons don't look like they're amazing. I mean, Cordell Patterson had a good game. Kyle Pitts was not really involved very much. So we'll see how the pass catchers in Atlanta do this year. I mean, I know Kyle Pitts has potential to break out and be a great tight end, but we don't know much about Drake London yet. And so it's kind of interesting, but I was really impressed with the Saints and their wide receivers in this game. And they pulled it out on a last-second field goal, so that's pretty cool. The 49ers Bears, ugly game. It was raining the whole time. The Bears apparently won the game. I don't really know how. I mean, they were down 10-7 at the end of the third, and the Bears just kind of, or the 49ers were down 10-7 at the end of the third, and the Bears just kind of took it over. I mean, Justin Fields got his win, I guess. And, you know, I didn't really watch a whole lot of this one. This one was not a very fun game to watch just because there's no rain. Guessing Justin Fields played pretty good in this one. Looks like Trey Lance, I mean, I did see the stats after this game. Trey Lance and Justin Fields ran the ball a lot, like 13 carries for Trey Lance. And I think Justin Fields has something like that as well. But it was a very sloppy game. Elijah Mitchell, I think, got hurt I'm pretty sure he got hurt in the middle of this game. But it was just a very ugly game and not very fun one. Steelers Bengals, I watched a lot of, one because I'm a Steelers fan, but also it was a very entertaining game. It was going back and forth a lot. I mean, Joe Burrow struggled mightily in the first half. But you can see it was 17-6 at halftime in this game. And then the Bengals kind of came back and the Steelers kind of got flat towards the end of the game, but ended up winning in overtime. It was almost a tie. Not the only almost tie, but there was a tie actually. So I was kind of thinking for a moment we would have two ties, but only one. Steelers Bengals, though, really fun game to watch. Jamar Chase played really well. The Steelers, Mitch Trubisky was really good, but Joe Burrow obviously threw the ball 53 times, but Joe Mixon had 27 carries. So that just kind of shows you there how much offense was in this game and how much the offenses really played a part. But the defenses were amazing as well. Like only 23 points. So the Bengals only scored 20 points, but Joe Burrow threw the ball 53 times and Joe Mixon carried the ball 27 times. So it's just Kind of crazy how reliant on Joe Mixon and Jamar Chase. I think the Bengals are. T. Higgins got hurt at halftime or around then, but it was a very entertaining game. Some missed field goals, a lot of interceptions. It was a fun game to watch. Eagles Lions was another really fun game to watch. DeAndre Swift for the Lions played great. AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts look like they have a connection, so that's really cool to see. I mean, look, Eagles 24 points in the second quarter. Lions more spread out, but the Eagles in the second and third just dominated. And it came down to the end. James Bradbury had a pick six, and that really helped the Eagles. But I mean, all in all, I think Jalen Hurts and the Eagles are going with my prediction. You saw my bold takes video that I think the Eagles have a chance. And I know they just beat the Lions by 3 points, but they showed flashes, which is the biggest thing for me. Patriots Dolphins. Patriots looked awful. I don't think the Patriots are going to be very good at all this year. I think, I know it's week one, but for me, the Patriots just were not good in any aspect. Like they just had nothing going for them. And the Dolphins looked good. I mean, Tyreek Hill had 100 total yards, I think. Tua looked fine. I mean, he wasn't anything special, but he was good. He's good enough. And Jalen Waddle looked great. Tyreek Hill looked great. And yeah, I think basically the Dolphins are going to be a mediocre team this year, but against the Patriots, they looked really good. Ravens Jets, kind of a classic Ravens Jets game, in my opinion. Joe Flacco, oh my good. I didn't even realize it's 59 passes for Joe Flacco in this game. Joe Flacco should not be throwing the ball 59 times, but I guess in this game they kind of had to throw because they were down a lot. But the Ravens looked just on top. Like it didn't even look like the Jets ever were going to get in this game. It just looked kind of the Ravens the entire way. The Commanders, Jaguars, going to be honest, did not watch very much of this game. Terry McLaurin had a touchdown. I saw that play. And Jahan Dotson played really well. I did see that a couple of times. So I was mad about fantasy-wise from the Jaguars how Travis Etienne was not involved as much as I thought he should have been. And I think it was close. I mean, the Jags definitely played pretty good towards the end of the game, but just couldn't come back. This was the game where it's like either one of these teams could have won. Neither of them are very good, but it was a fun game, I guess. Browns Panthers, one of the most entertaining games of the weekend, I thought, just because the Browns and the Panthers with Baker going to the Panthers, trying to have a revenge game, did not play well. Baker was very bad, despite his 235 passing yards. It was not good. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt carried the show. I mean, they were just great. And I think this Browns team is better than what people think. I mean, obviously no Deshaun Watson until week 11, I think. So I mean, that's going to be rough, but other than that, I mean, I think Chubb and Hunt, they're good. I mean, they're not going to be like a 10-win team this year, but I think Chubb and Hunt can hold their own. And it's going to end up being if Chubb and Hunt can run the ball successfully, and if Jacoby Brissett can just not turn the ball over, it's going to be pretty big for this team. Panthers I really like, but they just didn't utilize their players very well. McCaffrey just was not utilized the way he probably should have been. Baker just not get the ball to the right players a lot. So Colts Texans, classic, a tie. Jonathan Taylor had 31 carries for 161 yards. Michael Pittman played well. Again, Matt Ryan with 50 pass attempts, a lot. To beat the Texans, you should not have to throw the ball 50 times. And Jonathan Taylor's numbers of 31 carries should beat the Texans. Like, they played really tough, though, and you got to give credit for that. The Colts just played absolutely awful until the fourth quarter, and then overtime just couldn't do anything. So, I mean, I don't know what to say about that. Giants, Titans. I I just don't know. Saquon looked great for the Giants, and he kind of carried them. And Derrick Henry just couldn't do it, I guess, by himself. He didn't have that great of a game. Giants' run defense was really good, and that's kind of what happened there. It's kind of a weird end to that. A lot of very close games. Vikings Packers, obviously, Aaron Rodgers looked not good with a below average receiving core. Had Christian Watson for a wide open touchdown. It was just not ideal because it's a rookie and he was wide open. He should have caught it. But I mean, you got to give credit, I guess, to Justin Jefferson because he played, I mean, just like the best wide receiver in the NFL. And, who knows? This might be Justin Jefferson's year. I predicted him to win Offensive Player of the Year, and I think he will. And then Dalvin Cook played good. Kirk Cousins just didn't turn the ball over, and that was good for them. And yeah, and then the Chiefs, obviously, outstanding game from Patrick Mahomes, did not miss Tyreek Hill at all. And the Cardinals just didn't really have it. I mean, you don't have DeAndre Hopkins, you have Hollywood Brown, and that's kind of all for now. Rondell Moore, I mean, but the Chiefs just looked like they were the better team, which they are. Chargers Raiders. I mean, I didn't really watch any of this game, to be honest, but I was busy doing other things. But the Chargers, I guess, looks like they won. That's kind of all I can say. Devontae Adams had a decent game. Derek Carr was okay, but Chargers, Justin Herbert. Even with Keenan Allen getting hurt, I know that happened, and then Mike Williams just kind of didn't do anything. Justin Herbert spread the ball around and ended up winning, and that's kind of against a division opponent. That's kind of how you have to win games sometimes, even though your opponent might not be very much better or they might be worse than you, but it doesn't really matter sometimes in division games. They're closer than they are supposed to be sometimes. And then the last game, Bucks Cowboys. Sure, a lot of Cowboys fans are very concerned right now because Dak Prescott's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks with a broken thumb. And that's not good because the Cowboys scored 3 points in the first quarter, and that was it the entire game. Even when Dak was healthy, he was not good. Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard just didn't look very good to me. And then CeeDee Lamb did all he could, but there's some good defenders on that Tampa Bay team. Mike Evans looked really good. Chris Godwin got hurt again, so we'll see what happens with that. Brady just kind of managed the game, and Fournette kind of carried them, and that's kind of that game. So all in all, it was a fun week to watch. I mean, you had a 1-point game here, 3 points, a couple blowouts. It was a touchdown game there, 2-point game, tie game there, 1-point game there, 5-point game. Like, there's a lot of close games in this one. And I'm hoping the NFL is more like this season where they're close to games. It's really fun to watch close games. So it was an exciting week. I think the Broncos will beat the Seahawks by more than a touchdown tonight. If you have any other comments or feedback or want me to go in depth on any one of these games, let me know in the comments below. This was my week 1 NFL recap. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next Rise Up Sports.